I was thinking, why do Disney live-action remakes make so much money despite them getting sometimes terrible reviews? Or bad, at least bad reviews. A lot of them. So I did some research, and today I'll discuss why. So first, for example, these are just 2 live-action remakes. There are more with much worse scores. These are 2 of them. We have The Lion King over here with the 52% on Rotten Tomatoes, and but it does have a good audience score. But audiences like everything, literally. And Alice in Wonderland. This one, however, has a bad audience score. But look, Lion King over here made $1.6 billion. Alice in Wonderland made $1 billion. So, despite these bad reviews, we can all see they're moneymakers. So today I'm wondering why. So let's see. First, nostalgia. So, a lot of the people who see these live action remakes are nostalgic for the originals. Just give me a second. I just gotta move that up. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Let's continue. They're nostalgic. Let's say they watched it with a loved one that I lost, or something like that. They have a special memory with let's pretend I was a lot older than I was. I was born in the 1980s, and then I had a family member, and I had a memory with them where I went to see, let's say, The Lion King in theaters. Let's say that was a special childhood memory for me. Then when the live action remake came out, I would be much more driven. Hey, that was a great memory for me. Let's do that again with the live action remake. And Disney uses this to their advantage, and they make a lot of money off this. Also, there's large marketing budgets. That's another reason. Usually they say, like, on the bottom down here, it says they have usually around $100 million for marketing. So obviously, this is gonna outshine everything else. For example, Lilo and Stitch. Sometimes when I'd be going to theaters, back in like April and stuff, sometimes they'd have 2 ads for Lilo and Stitch. Sometimes, and that's because Disney's pouring so much money into it. And families gonna be like, what else is there in theaters? A lot of people are gonna be like, what else is in theaters? And they see, oh, there's a live action remake. Let's just go spend my time seeing this. It might not be good, but it's something to watch. So a lot more people actually know it exists than, for example, let's see. For example, let's say Mission Impossible came out the same time. It came out the same day as a live action remake, but very different. Much less people went to see it. Not as many people know about it. Then there's it's a familiar story. It's similar to nostalgia. It's not like for example, I felt this especially when I was gonna watch Avatar. I don't have any experience with this. It's a gamble, but I just decided to take a chance. Definitely paid off. Amazing movie. But a lot of people don't want to take those risks, and so they just go with live action remakes. For example, here some of their most iconic films: Snow White, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Cinderella, Aladdin, even some recent ones like Frozen and Moana. All of those that I just mentioned a lot of those I just mentioned, Snow White, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Cinderella, and Aladdin, all have live action remakes. And even Moana came out recently. It's getting a live action remake next year. The only one on this list that doesn't have a live action remake anyway is Frozen, but who knows? The animators were such a big hit, who knows? And a lot of these live action remakes were very successful, except Snow White. But did they all get good reviews? No. Snow White didn't, Lion King didn't, Aladdin didn't, so about 50% of them got good, 50% of them got bad. So, yeah. Then, more people will see it. For example, I saw, which one will more people see? A live-action remake or or let's say an action movie. A lot of people like action movies, but more people will see a family-friendly live-action remake because they're family-friendly. And I'm betting on Earth there are more live-action remake fans than there are John Wick fans. Hence why Ballerina did not win its opening weekend. I'm so sad about that. Yeah, and and before I go, I will based on all this, why do we? You might be wondering, why do we get live action remakes? Well, because to make money. With their Disney don't get any ideas, but basically they could just develop an algorithm, make an animated movie, and make a live action remake of it. Double money. And like for example, Pixar. They just had their worst opening for an original idea, Elio or whatever it's called. But with like their, for example, with their sequels like Inside Out 2, it's becoming massive hits, breaking their own records. So I think they're gonna get so, and they don't want to make, they're gonna do less original ideas, less original stuff, and they know, okay, we can spend a certain amount of money on a live action remake. We know we're gonna get our money back. Sometimes that doesn't happen, like Mulan or Snow White, but usually it happens. That'll be all for today's video on why live action remakes make so much money. Drop down in the comments other reasons why you think they do. This is not the only reason. Yeah. Yeah, check out my channel for more content like this, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye.